The following is a demonstration of the Semilex 2 Series 1999 safety meter. It is commonly referred to as a portable stop time measurement or STM device. Rockford Systems offers it in their fab catalog, pages 47-48. The STM consists of three major components: the meter, the auto hand, and the transducer. The reason for using an STM device is to measure how long a machine takes to stop when interrupted mid-cycle. In this case, I'll be testing a small mechanical power press. The objective is to establish a minimum safety distance for mounting machine safeguarding devices like light curtains or two-hand controls. This minimizes the chance that an operator can beat the machine and become injured. Before using the STM, make sure its built-in battery is fully charged. This takes no more than 8 hours. Also make sure the STM is at room temperature. Setup and test procedures are found in the instruction manual. Three methods of setting the control start point are also described there. I'll be using the method where I set the control start point with the press stopped at its 90-degree position of crankshaft rotation. This is found on page 5 under paragraph 3.2, letter C.
First, place the transducer on the bolster plate or lower die shoe. Two magnets hold it down. Next, place the cable magnet on the face of the upper die or press slide. The cable should be in a straight line perpendicular to the transducer. Make sure the transducer is in a place it won't be crushed by the dies as they close. Both the transducer and the auto hand plug into the meter. The plug-ins have different pin configurations, so you can tell them apart. Because I'm testing a part revolution clutch press, the center toggle switch should be in the down position. I'll be interrupting the downstroke, so the right toggle switch should also be in the down position. I want the meter to show minimum OSHA safety distance, so the left toggle switch should also be in the down position. The control start point dial should be at its lowest number. Press the on-off button to power up the meter. 4 hyphen marks should appear on the display. Now inch the press down to about the 90-degree position of crankshaft rotation. This is the angle we want to interrupt the cycle during the STM test. If the 90-degree crankshaft position is difficult to see, measure the die opening when the press is at its top dead center position and divide by 2. Inch down to that opening, which will be about 90 degrees. Very slowly turn the control start point dial clockwise until the digital display starts counting, then immediately stop turning the dial. There. Now turn the meter power off and back on. Once again, 4 hyphen marks will appear on the display. Turn the press mode selector to the single cycle position and return the press to top dead center. Now we're ready to make the first STM test using the two-hand control actuators. Cock the spring-loaded plunger on the auto hand. Gently place the plunger on one palm button and a hand on the other. Push the buttons just hard enough to start the cycle. When the press reached 90 degrees, the spring-loaded plunger released, interrupting the cycle halfway down. The problem here is that the press is stopped beyond the 180-degree position, which is where the STM device stops reading. We want the press to stop at or before 180 degrees in order to get a legitimate stop time reading. To accomplish that, I need to increase the setting on the control start point dial by 1 or 2 numbers at a time and try another test after each new setting. After several tries on this press, I ended up having to increase the number from 87 to 94 to get the press to stop at or before 180 degrees, like this. Bring the press back up to the top dead center position. Cock the spring-loaded plunger again. Make another test. Now the crankshaft is stopped at 180 degrees. Dies fully closed. The safety distance of 11 inches is therefore legitimate. That means I need at least 11 inches from the dies to the palm buttons. In the case of this palm button, I have just exactly twice that, 22 inches, which is fine. To make another test, bring the press back up to top, cock the actuator again, make another test. Again, I stop by 180 degrees, 11 inches safety distance. Open it back up, cock the plunger, make another test. Looks good here, 10.8 inches. So I'm going to get some variation. Bring it back up top, cock the plunger. Again, dies are closed, 10.8 inches. .6 inches. 10.9 inches. So I can make additional tests just by resetting the spring-loaded plunger and returning the press to top dead center each time. In order to measure press stopping time by interrupting the light curtain, a flag device is attached to the auto hand. The flag's mounting post is threaded along its entire length, so it can be placed as close as possible to the light curtain's vertical sensing field. For the light curtain stop time test, using the flag device attached to the auto hand, I'm going to use the same initial control start point setting for this test as for the two-hand control test. With the press mode selector set for the single cycle position, I'm going to actuate the press with the foot switch while holding the auto hand against the front edge of the light curtain, like this. When the press reaches 90 degrees, the spring-loaded plunger is going to flip back, flipping the flag into the light curtain sensing field and interrupting the press mid-cycle. So let's try it. Cock the plunger. Okay, it interrupted at 90. Crankshaft ended up stopping at 212 degrees. Well, that's well past 180, so that's a bogus reading. I'm going to need to increase the control start point setting. I think I'll bring it up to about 92 on this test. Bring the press back up top. Cock the plunger, ready to make another test. This time the crankshaft stopped at 174 degrees, which is before 180. That's a good stop time. It says 9.4 inches. Bring the press back up top. Cock the plunger, ready to make another test. This time I stopped it right at 180 degrees. I got a 9.6 inch safety distance, so that's a good reading. It tells me I need at least 9.6 inches from the dies to the light curtain's vertical sensing field, which is right here. That's over 14 inches, somewhere between 14 and 15 inches safety distance. So that's a good reading. Remember that a series of at least 10 consecutive STM tests should be made in order to ensure consistency. Don't forget to document all the readings. Keep in mind that the safety distances provided on this STM device are only OSHA minimums. Best safety practice requires using the more conservative formulas found in the updated ANSI B11 safety standards. The ANSI formulas will require that both the light curtains and the two-hand controls be further away than in OSHA's formula. STM tests should be done when first installing safeguarding devices and on a periodic and regular basis thereafter.